Watch this.
Wake up to reality.
All right, welcome to another episode of Reality Tonic. I'm your host, Spencer, alongside with the world-famous co-host, Rob. Rob, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Very good. It's a very exciting time for me. Can I tell you why?
Yes, please.
All right, well,
elaborate.
I'm going to. The reason why it's an exciting time for me is because I have the honor and privilege of having our first female wrestler. Not our first female wrestler. Yeah, our first female wrestler, but our first female guest on the show. Davienne is a professional wrestler, and she is... Are you the world champion right now?
I am not.
Did you just lose it?
I did.
All right, well,
Oh.
she was previously the world champion for Chaotic Wrestling, I believe, right?
Yes.
For Chaotic Wrestling, and she, Rob, you ready for this? This is something you'll never accomplish.
Sure.
Me, maybe. But was voted Chaotic Wrestling's Wrestler of the Year in 2021. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Please welcome Davienne. Davienne, tell me, everything's going good?
Yeah. You know, living the dream.
Exciting stuff. Well, you were living the dream doing this wrestling thing, and there's a reason I've been trying to connect with you for a little bit, but you had an injury there, if I'm correct, right?
Oh, yeah. On New Year's Eve, I dislocated my jaw and got a really bad concussion.
And that was through wrestling, on a wrestling
Oh,
match.
yeah.
So when something like that happens, what do? You play it cool and you're like, oh, like, did you know something happened? Or
Oh, yeah. Everybody knew something happened. The match was live streamed, so I got back to my phone and had like 20 missed calls and text messages like, "Oh my God, are you dead?" And basically, like, in the ring, it was the end. It had to be. And I was like lying on the mat and just feeling like, oh my God. Like, I think my jaw's broken. I'm like very visually, clearly bleeding from the mouth. And I was like, my roommate's sitting right there. If I don't get up, like, he's gonna get in the ring and kick the crap out of the guy I just wrestled.
Mhm.
So I'm like Bambi on ice, like getting up.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like walk out and I seem like I'm fine. I like go through the curtain and I'm like, I'm fine. I just need to go like spit. And I was not fine.
So what part of was this the final match or?
Oh,
like-
no.
Okay, so where are we in the match?
No.
Like, what the
Oh,
doors
this
open at 7 or something? What time is it when this happens?
It was like a midday show, so I want to say like 4:00. Yeah. So I want to say it was like 4:00, and then two of my friends came to pick me up at the venues. It was New Year's Eve, so we were gonna hang out anyway and get food and stuff. Just like a low-key night, but I was gonna like meet them, and I was like, I don't think I can drive. So they came and they picked me up. We grabbed food and then we went back to my apartment, and I just kind of like tried to put rice into my mouth and just kind of like that mouth like half open, like not even halfway, and just kind of like popped food on my tongue and just swallowed. And I was so concussed, like I didn't realize that my jaw was dislocated. And I woke up the next morning and I had like a kind of like a purpley like bruise on my face. And like the whole inside of my mouth was all purple, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that sucks." And then like I went back to like it was Restival weekend.
Restival.
Yeah, it was like a big first time event that they did this year, and there was like 7 wrestling shows. So I was supposed to have 4 matches, and match 2 this happened in. So I went to the show like the next day to like see if I could do my first match of the day. And I was almost vomiting in the car on the way there.
So we still haven't gone to the doctors yet.
I was going to say,
Oh, no,
like,
of
I
course
thot
not.
you'd go to the hospital, you'd be after that
No,
first
not at
match.
New Year's. I wasn't going to sit there
That's a
the whole
good-
time.
Right.
Absolutely not.
That's a
No.
good
I was like,
point.
whatever. It's like water. It's fine. And then I sat there for like 12 hours, like the next day, because my roommate was wrestling. And I went to the bathroom at one point and I took my mask off and my entire face was purple. And like we were sitting and eating, and like I just got like soup at a sushi place because I was like, I'm hungry, but like I can't really open my mouth. And they were like, man, your face is looking bad. And I was like, oh, whatever. It's probably still like the little purple bruise I have right here. And then I went in and like my entire face was purple. And I was like, you guys didn't tell me like my entire face had turned purple.
Are you talking okay during this? I know you can barely chew.
Yeah, no, I was like
talking to all your friends the whole day, like, oh, fine.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh, she's a psychopath. And then that Sunday, I realized like when I couldn't open my jaw again, I was like, yeah, I should probably like go to the doctor tomorrow. And Monday I woke up and like I worked all day. I worked from home, but like I have to talk to people all day. I'm like a client specialist, so I have meetings all day. And my coworkers were like, why are you working? And I was like, oh, I think I like broke my jaw. And they're like, what? Go to the hospital. And I was like, no, it's fine, because my manager had gotten COVID. So she was out. So I was in like a Teams meeting on my computer, a WhatsApp on my phone, and then like my emails were going. And it was just crazy. And I was like, I don't have time. So I was literally sitting in urgent care on my laptop and my phone, like waiting to get an X-ray.
So you're at
people like blowing up my phone.
Wow. So you mentioned, what do you do for a full-time job?
So I work for a software company that sells software that's basically a lab portal for COVID testing.
And then you just kick people's asses on the weekends?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's something similar to what Rob again wishes he could do. See, let me just interject here. He's not, like many of our guests, he's not like us, Davienne. Okay, like he's not built like us.
Very soft.
He will never want to get into the squared circle. Now, but can I just explain to you real quick? I just want to get this out of the way. I have issues with a couple of your fellow wrestlers over at Chaotic, I believe. Okay. So Rob, yeah, your eyebrows are raised. Wow. I get an issue. I get an issue with Love Doug. Okay. Do you know who that is?
Of course I know.
I got an issue with him, and I got an issue with K-Tastic. You know that guy?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. You want to know why? And this is no disrespect to you, right? So, again, I can't stress how much I love wrestling, right? So, I mean, I'm a big fan. And when I reached out to these individuals, I'm like, you know what? Who has a cool name? Who has a cool style? First guy I reached out to, Love Doug. Very active on social media, it seems like, right? Good on the website. Does he respond to me when I reach out? Absolutely not. I'm just a fanboy, okay? Very upset. Wow. That's number one. Number two, I give it to Love Doug. He just completely ignored me, blatantly denied my existence. K-tastic, okay? I'm going back and forth with him on Instagram. He loves the concept. He's willing to, whenever, here's the dates, couple days in between responding and stuff. Then guess what happened? You want to know what he did? Ask me what he did, Rob.
What did he do?
He ghosted me. Okay? Haven't even gotten a chance to talk to him.
That sounds like him.
And I think what gets me upset is I listen, I'm trying to do my research on people. He's teasing me. And I'm listening to these podcasts that are garbage that he's on. And I'm like, we're going to have a great show. He even said he loved the concept. To this day, hasn't reached out to me.
Yes.
To be honest, with Doug, I had to show him where your Twitter message requests go. So I don't know if he's figured out Instagram message requests.
Love Doug, Rob.
And also Love Doug, he probably might know where message requests are, but not the hidden message requests, because Doug is he's a special kind of human. He's stupid. Yeah,
Nice.
Doug is stupid.
Have you ever come to the squared circle with Love Doug?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you tell him and everybody else, I really do like this guy because I think, spoiler alert, I think he might be an owner of this place or whatever. I just like the name and I've seen him a lot. Is it Chase Del Monte?
Mm-hmm.
You tell him I'm looking for him too, baby. This is the promo.
That one, 1,000% no. Chase does not answer any of his messages unless they're like from me.
Well, I don't know if you see these, if you can see it. right? I'm clearly built like a pro wrestler. Okay.
Don't you think he could be a wrestler? I've always said
Yeah,
this.
you definitely have the look.
Thank you. Now, when you see somebody like Rob, let's say you're at the Chaotic Wrestling Training Center, you're helping out, you're doing your thing, and this lump of complete garbage Rob walks in.
Give me a break.
You hear him, you even hear his voice, and he wants to do a promo like, hey, you listen up, right? You know, he's going to be like, are you going to give him credit? Are you going to lie to him? Or are you going to say, listen, man, you're clearly not built for this?
Well, here's the thing, because I don't like to like prejudge anybody, because I know when I came into wrestling, like I know I don't look like I should be a wrestler. I'm not what people expect, or what I guess, you know, major television companies and stuff like want out of a female wrestler. So I never, like, I know I was in those shoes. I still am. So I don't do that, just because you never know. Like,
you never know.
Somebody could pull out.
So
like,
you're saying Rob could probably be a referee if he really wanted to, right? We'll throw him as a ref.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like 6'3", not a big deal.
Yeah.
Not like a small person, but
he's a big guy.
I am peaceful. That's the thing.
That's what we can call you. Peaceful. I don't know what these names. How do you guys create these names? Chase Del Monte, Dirty Dango. Rob, do you know who that is? I just saw him earlier today. Dirty Dango.
Dango.
Would you say that again?
I love Dirty Dango. I love him. I adore him. He's incredible.
Wow.
Do you beef with any other wrestlers? There has to be drama behind the scenes, right? I'm not going to ask you. Well, yeah, I am going to ask you for names if you want to tell me, but
yeah, I mean, like, I tend to get along with everybody. I guess because, like, if you cross me, like, you're kind of screwed. Because I don't care. I'll just be like, I don't like you. It's fine. But
very real.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I don't like you. You're not worth my time, so I'm not going to talk to you. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of drama, and I live for it. I just don't like it to be involved in my life. I want to hear about other people's drama.
Me too, and that's why you should get a podcast, because this is literally why I enjoy this.
So literally, like my mom, like literally everybody who knows me is like, you should really just have a reality show. Just have cameras following you, because.
Have you always wanted to be a wrestler, or is this like a? So I guess walk me through this, because how old are you right now?
27.
27. You're pretty big on the independent circuit, I would say, right? At least, like, if you do a quick Google search on chaotic wrestling and blah, 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 you're the world champion. I did look. You wrestled in, what, Japan or something?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to these places. How old did you say you were again? I'm sorry.
27.
27. You've wrestled in other countries and everything, and you're doing this as, like, kind of a part-time thing. What the hell's going on? When did all this happen?
I started wrestling 3 days after I turned 18.
Wow.
I decided I was going to be a wrestler when I was 11. Graduated high school early, bought a car, cash, and then walked into New England Pro Wrestling Academy with a year's worth of tuition.
So hold on 1 second. So
yeah,
you sign up for this thing. You're excited. Are your parents thinking you're insane? Do they say anything?
I mean, my mom has always been really supportive. When I came home looking like I got in a car accident, she was like, "You're never going back." But she obviously let me. There's no controlling. And then now she's like my biggest fan. So
she goes to your matches?
So she lives in Arizona, so she can't. But every time they're like on YouTube, she's watching.
So you mentioned that you have a full-time job. Is this where you're at right now, wrestling and, you know, having the title and stuff like that? Are you making money? Like, could you do this full-time?
No, not the life I want to live. No, because
what are we getting for a match?
I'm a bougie bitch. Like I am. Like
very good.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know,
so is Rob.
I very much understand. I like the finer things in life. I like to have like my nice apartment, my nicer car. Like I understand that. So I have to have a full-time job to like support wrestling. But I'm finally to the point in wrestling where I am making very good money, like for an independent wrestler. And it's not even really just like rate for shows. With Chaotic, they just hand me money so I can clear like $100 extra just in my entrance. And then merch.
So hold on a second. Really good. So Chaotic, you wrestle for other agencies too, right? Like you're allowed to do that. So do you have like, are you better than, let's say I just get started, I'm doing my thing. Is it automatic that you're getting way more money than I am? And if so, what am I getting walking in the door right now in 2022 trying to be a wrestler?
Probably $30-$40 max.
A match.
A match, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Max.
so that's
Maximum.
max. That's like if you get some
Yeah.
pretty good potential. And then when you say really good money, do you mind sharing what that is like? Like how much?
I mean like 100 to 200.
And that's like
for-
6 minutes,
for
right?
match.
How long's a match?
I mean, now I'm up to like 15 to 20. So
Excuse me. Jeez,
Yeah.
you're in the ring that like you just and you get cash at the end of the night.
a cash or check.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's just say you weren't a bougie bitch. What would happen if you just didn't have that full-time job? Could you make it? Like, could you live like halfway decent?
I mean, you just really have to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to, like if you think about it, like if you're making say maximum $200 a booking and you need to make, I don't know, $2,000 a month to live off of,
Mm-hmm.
you need to have a minimum of 10 shows in a month.
Yeah.
And there are 3 days in a weekend, so you can maybe get 9.
Yep.
Potentially if you're wrestling on a Thursday. And then like you really got to hustle in your merch because you also have to think about, okay, now I don't have benefits, and then you're making cash, so you have to write it off, or at least find things to write off at the end of the year for your taxes, and then you're getting gear, which my gear is very expensive. My gear costs, I usually buy 2 sets at a time, and it's almost a whole paycheck.
That's wronged Davienne in one way or another over the past year.
So
When you say your gear, tell the folks at home what kind of gear we're talking.
Oh, my wrestling gear.
Mm-hmm. So like boots.
Nope, just the bodysuit and the knee pads. Boots are another expense. So like just the bodysuit and knee pads I wear is like upwards of $700.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And so you don't get any benefits or anything. There's nothing's covered. Medical costs are not covered if you get destroyed in the ring.
No.
Wow. If you dislocate your jaw.
Yeah, you just look at your jaw, and then even I went to urgent care, and my company is based out of Las Vegas. So living in Massachusetts, they didn't know how to process my health insurance. So I paid out of pocket for it anyway.
Oh my.
Unreal.
Yeah. And
So
now
why
I'm going through the health insurance claim process,
So why do you do this? Is the ultimate goal to be a pro wrestler? Or what?
I'm sick. I have a disease that I love pro wrestling.
So are you a wrestling fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say like it takes a lot for me to be a fan of wrestling now. Like, because when you're in it for so long and you like watch so much of it, sometimes it feels like it's a job. And it takes either a really good match or like a very invigorating storyline for me to be like, oh, I'm sitting and watching this and I'm entertained and not like critiquing it.
Right.
Or being jealous of it that I want to be there, like it's a very difficult balance.
Where do you want to be?
I just want to not have a real job and be signed. That's all I want. I just want a stable income from a television company. That's really, I don't have, and my heart really set on anywhere. So yeah.
What so everybody at home, like if you come home, you have Thanksgiving dinner or something like that, everybody at the table know you're a pro wrestler?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it's kind of it's been happening for so long, right? I mean, it's like 10 years or something. It's everybody kind of already knows, probably already been talked about. So are they like, hey, how was the match the other night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so fans, let's talk about fans for a second. What's the least amount of people you ever performed in front of?
Like, 0.
You've literally been in the ring and no one's there?
Pandemic wrestling, 0 people.
Oh, do they like stream it though?
It's so awkward.
Yeah,
I feel like you need.
Yeah, no, you need people there. It's really, really awful. The wrestling, 0 people.
And you'll still get money for that one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow. So I guess I'm trying to figure out. So if you got offered WWE tomorrow, you'd be excited about it. I'm just assuming, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so,
for sure.
what other avenues can people, like when you mentioned just being able to get a steady income just off of wrestling alone? What other what other agencies are out there that actually do that?
There AW Impact. Potentially what could happen with Ring of Honor. Now that Tony Khan purchased it. I'm not sure if NWA is doing like salary contracts, but I know they did contracts in the past. Potentially MLW. Like there's a lot. There's a lot out there.
Other than just the WWE or whatever that you
yeah.
So Rob, remember that dude where we went? So I mean, I was kind of joking. Like I'm not a huge fan of wrestling anymore. Like I just like I'm like a little kid, right? So like I'll drag Rob to the wrestling matches.
I've gone many times.
Once every
to chaotic wrestling.
Yeah, to chaotic wrestling.
Yeah.
And I work with at-risk youth, so like I have an excuse to take those kids out too. So like we'll go to chaotic wrestling.
I got a picture here too of us with John Cena's dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that's Dijak.
Yeah. And look,
God,
Spencer has hair in this. So
yep, there I am.
He used to have hair. So we've gone. It was like the Methuen Country Club. I forget where.
No, it was Tewksbury Country Club.
That's what it was.
Tewksbury Country Club. Yeah.
It was awesome.
So Tewksbury Country Club. I think I saw. Were you wrestling in a brewery or something?
One I would want to light up.
Yeah, I have wrestled in breweries. Yeah.
What's the craziest place you've wrestled in?
Ooh, craziest.
Where you walk in and you're like, holy shit, are people even gonna go to this, and why am I here?
I wrestled in a mall. I've wrestled in a mall. I've wrestled at fairs. I wrestled at a kid's birthday party.
What he must be the luckiest kid on earth. What the hell happened there? You wrestled at a kid's birthday party?
Yeah, wrestled at a kid's birthday party. Just Anthony Green was like, hey, this kid's having a birthday party and they booked a show for it. Want to go? I'm like, okay, sure.
Wow.
Kid's birthday. Yeah.
And what else? What's the craziest do you think?
I wrestled in this place in Pennsylvania that was like in the middle of nowhere. And there was like literally nobody there. It was horrifying. I was like, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, that was, I mean, it wasn't crazy. It was like a regular venue, but it was.
So like, can you go to any state right now and like find a local wrestling event coming up and being like, hey, I want to be part of that one?
Kind of. Like a lot. Some states require licenses to wrestle in.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Northeast is really like, I mean, besides New Hampshire has a sports commission. You need a license to wrestle there. But it's relatively easy. Like you reach out, and if they have room on the show for you and can pay you your rate, and like you come to a deal, then like you're booked. And then if you suck, you don't get asked back, or like, I don't know, whatever happens, like or money is a problem, then you don't get asked back, or you get asked back, and then you can make it a consistent promotion that you work for, or yeah, that's pretty much just how it works.
Do you have any crazy fans?
Oh yeah, tons.
Like really? Like
oh yeah. I'm very popular in the Middle East.
In the Middle East, like
in the Middle East, like if you search my matches on YouTube, they have millions and millions of views, and like all the comments are in different languages.
Wow.
And I get messages every single day of people asking to marry me.
Wow.
Every single day.
Grown men.
Oh yeah, and they'll just send me like weird selfies of themselves.
And what do you have to do? Do you feel like, because part of your persona or whatever, or like, you know, you get an image to maintain, that you're like, oh, nice pic, or are you like,
oh no,
get the hell out of here?
I ignore. Yeah, I'm like, if you're like gonna be weird and you're not gonna buy anything, then I'm not gonna engage.
Yeah, do you sell your merch online? Like
I do,
so they can buy it.
Yeah,
Cool.
And a lot of the times I don't. I have a website set up, so it's easier for people who are like, okay, I'm just gonna directly buy. But if like some people that I feel are like normal, not saying they're not normal, but won't be like overly aggressive and like, I don't know, try to find my I've had people find my address and like mail me stuff.
This is crazy.
It's
this
really
is crazy talk.
then like I'll correspond a little bit, and then just give them my PayPal or my Venmo or whatever, and then just be done with it. And I appreciate those fans, because then my website, like, it takes a fee out, so it's sometimes like, oh yeah, please just send me an email if you want a beanie or a shirt or a picture or whatever. And then I don't get the fee taken out. But if you're gonna like cross boundaries, then I just usually ignore.
Wow. And this happens on more than one occasion.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So much.
Do you have any guys in person that show up and want to take pics and all that stuff?
Yeah. Usually they get like a little skittish in person. But like some people like, oh, like I saw you at this restaurant, like after the show or whatever, if we go somewhere local, and I'm just like, let me just like sit and eat with my husband and like leave me alone.
So you get a husband. Is your husband the jacked up redhead dude?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. So listen, Rob,
Is he a wrestler?
Yes, well? He is. Okay. Tell me he is, because he looks like a wrestler. Yeah. Okay. I had to do my research, Rob. I am not a creep. Okay. I had to do this. I had to scroll through the I slid into her I did every creepy thing. I slid into her DMs. I'm creeping on her pictures. Maybe I liked one by mistake. I don't know.
Like a super old picture, like by accident.
Yeah. 2008. This looks great,
Yeah.
So your boyfriend, your husband, Rob, this kid's abs has abs. He's jacked up. He's jacked up.
Cut.
Yeah. He's cut.
Very lucky.
Let me make it very clear too, because again, I'm a wrestler. I'll get in the ring with anybody. Okay. I'm not scared of anybody. Just want to say that.
He's ready. Yeah. He's the Phoenix.
Let's go.
They call me the Phoenix. Yep, that's right. Copyright, trademark that one, Rob, after the show.
Yeah, I will.
So I'm the Phoenix. This dude, he's pretty jacked up. I'll tell you that. Now, did you meet him wrestling?
Yes. So our story is kind of incredible. He met the owner of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, Chase Del Monte, on a tour in England. So he's originally from Israel, and he was touring England, and he was going to move to America to train at the Nightmare Factory. But he met
What's
Chase.
the Nightmare Factory, a wrestling place?
It's the Cody Rhodes wrestling school.
Cody Rhodes. Rob, do you know who Cody Rhodes is? That's Dusty Rhodes' son. You know Cody Rhodes. Wait, what's the other guy's name? Who's Goldust?
Goldust, Dustin Rhodes.
That's Dustin Rhodes.
Well, yeah. I know Doink the Clown is like, as far as
don't insult us right now. Don't disrespect us. Just listen to the podcast.
I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening. I'm finding. I want to. So yeah, keep going. I was like,
he was gonna go there, and then he decided to train at our school, and we met. We fell in love, and we got married.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How long you guys been married?
A month tomorrow.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud. You guys are both very lucky. Good looking people. Rob, you got to see that he could kick your ass, Rob.
I'm sure. I know, like anyone could kick my ass, so it's not a big deal.
We wrestled each other. He chipped my tooth, and then I was like, oh man, I love him.
So when you guys are wrestling,
sparks flew.
When you get mad at somebody, tell the truth. I've listened to some things. Sometimes, obviously they're modified. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say it. Wrestling is real in my eyes. Okay. The moves. Let's just say some of the stuff's choreographed. Okay. Let's just
Hitting hard in safe places is what I say.
Has anybody ever nailed you like really hard and you're like, all right, motherfucker?
Choke slam. But wait a minute.
Goozled is Davienne now.
No.
You've never been like, I know that was on purpose?
One time there was definitely something intentional, but I was like bleeding from the skull from like right here, and I thought my eye was on the floor, so I was just like, I kind of wanted to just go to the hospital. I didn't want to be in a fight. But no, I don't think anybody has ever like hit me hard and been like, that was intentional. They'd be like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I'd be like, oh, it's fine, because I know I hit hard anyway, so it's like, whatever, I deserve it. But yeah, I don't know, like in the ring, I don't really like, there's nothing really anybody could do to like make me mad. Like I don't know, like I'm just kind of like an even keeled person. Like obviously like the aggression is there, but if I get hit too hard, I'm never gonna be like raging out.
You probably got some adrenaline going too, when you're wouldn't feel it maybe,
I'm like, whatever. Like,
What's the craziest thing you ever gotten hit in the head with?
A banquet hall chair.
Nice.
So you took a hit right to the dome, huh?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can see like my scar.
Yeah,
here.
you get a little something there.
Little line.
Yeah. I had 15 stitches in my face.
And so you knew that chair hit was
Damn.
coming. It was like, all right, cool.
No.
Minute 2.
I had no idea.
You had there wasn't a plan to have a chair being slammed in your head.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
No. So that one I was kind of upset, but I was like, I think my eyeball is missing. So I kind of want to just end the match and go to the hospital.
So what happens? Was it a he?
No, it was a she.
She nails you in the head. When you fall, is she like, oh shit? Or when you take the hit, she say I'm sorry or anything?
No, she was already going to the next spot. And then the referee was like, I'm gonna call the match. And I was like, I think I'm okay. And then I grabbed her and I was like, I think we need to go home.
In front of how many people did this happen in front of?
Like 40. Like it wasn't even worth it.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like, do you ever go home? Do you ever have moments where you're like, I'm just done with this nonsense? Or
yeah, I've threatened to quit wrestling like 1,000 times. Like probably
Really?
closer to 1,000,000. Like
Wow.
I'm just like at it.
Does your husband love it?
Oh yeah.
So wait, I
Yeah.
was curious if at your wedding, since you're both wrestlers, like, was there any sort of
we did,
acknowledgement of that or anything?
We just did like a quick courthouse deal.
Okay, I gotcha.
Right now.
Yeah.
But our wedding plans are drastically different. He keeps calling it a show. He's like, yeah. So when we book the show,
Wow.
and I'm like,
this is a big event. Well, he's an all-star. He thinks
he's
of
like,
everything as a show.
He's like, what do you mean only 50 people? Like we want our wedding to be a draw. Like we need to have like 300. And I'm
I'm
like,
gonna sell tickets to this thing. Yeah.
he literally said, let's sell tickets.
Oh yeah.
Because
Nice.
he's the real deal. You know,
Yeah.
he's a
And I was
wrestler.
like, dude, no. Like this is why I'm planning everything.
Well, you should at least like break a chair over each other. Avoid the
Yeah.
eye.
And
was
I know.
like, I want no wrestling.
I know wrestling is definitely a hustle because I think the last 2 times, actually with you, Rob, right? You could go to the bathroom, some big ass guy in there, just get out of the ring or whatever. I'm like, oh, hey, nice match, man. He's like, thanks. Want to buy a t-shirt? Like right in the bathroom. And I'm like,
Wow.
right. So then, Rob, do you remember Flip Gordon?
I think so.
You know Flip Gordon, right?
I mean, I'm more of a
You-
Brian Fury
Yeah.
fan myself.
Yeah,
So.
we like Brian Fury. I think he's an owner. He's an owner of something, isn't he?
No, he completely left.
He went to
Yeah,
bed
yeah.
finally.
Do you know what
Yeah,
you know what
he
Rob
did.
did? In the thing, we got front row, right? Tewksbury Country Club live, in front of an audience about 15 to 30. And Brian Fury's walking, I think he had leather pants on or something.
He
and Rob-
did. He
Yeah.
did.
goes,
Sounds
go to
great.
bed, Fury. That's what he yelled out. He just stared at Rob like, so I guess my question is, what's the craziest thing anybody's ever said to you when you were wrestling?
So this is a new thing, which I don't get it at all. Somebody yelled at me, give him the bean.
Wow.
And I was like,
Sure.
what? And
Has anybody
so-
ever said anything nasty to you though, where you're like, oh, that was mean?
I try to like tune it out, but it's always just like, you're ugly. And I'm like, okay, cool. I say
So
that to myself every day.
Are you the bad one, or are you the? I don't really. So what's your
No,
character?
so I was a bad guy for a long time. But
A
now I'm
heel
just
is what we
like-
call it in the business.
Yeah.
world.
I learned about
No,
this.
I
A
was
heel.
I was a heel for
Yeah.
a very long time, and then I was a heel for so long that like people just naturally turned me babyface because they were just like, we just like her. Like,
Babyface Rob means
Hmm.
good guy, right? Young, up and coming, good, right? Everybody loves him. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
babyface. So we got babyface and heel. So right now, as we speak, are you a babyface?
yeah, I'm a babyface.
And everybody
Cool.
loves you.
Everybody loves me.
Now, is it more fun when you're not the heel, like when you're the baby face and
I'm
come
finding
out?
it more fun to be a babyface because I'm making a lot more money.
Oh, well, that helps.
That's
but I'm
why
sure like the people like you too, and they're not telling you to go to bed, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If somebody
exactly.
told you to go to bed, if you were in Brian Fury's position at that point, what would you have done?
I would leave and be like, "Thank you for the permission," because I want to
See?
go to sleep.
Yep,
I don't
I'm
wanna
going to
leave
bed.
Here.
I was trying
Like-
to keep it classy. There was a lot of children, Spencer.
Yeah.
Hate that.
And then there was a guy named Masshole as well.
Yep,
Oh,
Masshole.
yep. Mike McCarthy, yeah. Yeah. But like I was trained by Brian Fury, so I know his schedule. Like he was working overnights at UPS, and
So
like
he really did.
always needed to go to bed. Like,
I knew it. I could feel it.
That's why he looked at you, Rob. That's why you guys had that eye contact.
He was like, "You're right. You know, I should go to bed."
If you had yelled at me, go to bed, I'd be like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
Like,
see,
thank you.
I know things. You know,
what's going on backstage in the match? You know, I'm a fan. I'm sitting there. I got my hot dog, my soda. I'm doing my thing. What's going on backstage right before you come out? Or is everybody stretching and doing stuff?
Yeah, stretching, just like kind of going over the match, whatever. I'm a very like calm behind the scenes person, so I just am like, okay, got my jacket on. All right, cool, I can go.
Is the wrestling like the Olympics where everybody's kind of banging each other behind the scenes?
I mean, the
answer is yes. I feel like
I ended up marrying a wrestler, so I can't talk.
Yeah,
there you go. You heard it here.
But do you see some romance between wrestlers? You know, you can tell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Who's banging who right now? Just between us. Just between us and everybody else listening. Who's hooking up with who at Chaotic Wrestling right now?
Everyone
and everybody. Good answer.
Yeah.
No, we all hate each other. Actually.
So yeah, but that's like, do you guys travel together and stuff?
Yeah. You usually have like your little clique, basically, of who like. I mean, I like kind of like everybody. It depends on like your level too. Like, are you a new student training? You train with like your class. You travel with them. I've been wrestling for a bit, so I travel with like the wrestlers who are actively on shows, not necessarily students. And you just kind of get your little crew from that, and then travel together.
Who's your favorite pro wrestler, like in WWE, let's say, or
Randy Orton.
Who?
Randy Orton.
Let me tell you something about Randy Orton. That is what I want to look like. I know it's like if Randy Orton literally got his face pounded in like even more, it's like, okay, yeah, here's me. I'm Randy Orton. But tall, pretty lean dude, tattoos and everything. I showed it to my wife. She didn't say anything. She just looked at it. But I said, that's what I want to look like. So wait a second. That's not him. Who's that
He's
guy?
running away. He's running away.
Is that your husband?
No.
That's not your husband. I know that's not.
No,
where is Abs right now?
Abs is downstairs training, or like he's supposed to be.
See, he's training, Rob. While we're sitting here, I'm drinking a seltzer, feeling good about myself. He's literally training to kick some more ass.
He's just doing crunches right now to like power the Wi-Fi there or something.
Is it annoying being with a guy like that has like abs and stuff? Like, does he have a rigorous routine?
No.
He's just eating. He's doing whatever. So you don't have to sit there.
Donuts every single day.
All right, so you don't have to sit there at dinner and order a salad with him and all that stuff. Like, you guys are regular people.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, we're regular people. Yeah. I mean, like we have gotten into a routine of like no takeout during the week. And we're pretty strict just because it's like also saves money. But no, he literally ate Taco Bell today and has 20 abs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, who's that? Now, is that a wrestler there? That's Chase Del Monte.
It is Chase Del Monte.
Chase Del Monte.
Wow.
I want to talk to you quickly.
Hey,
Let
guys.
me tell you something about Chase Del Monte. He's a big dog, and I think I've been emailing you. I'm the guy that wants to go do the wrestling vlog.
Wait, you've been emailing me?
Probably not. It's somebody at Chaotic Pro. Don't you have a? This is going off the rails. But don't you have like a training camp or something?
I do.
That's you.
Well, I have people that do my like emails and stuff.
Well, I'm doing the fantasy camp in March.
Oh yeah, I mean I'll be there.
And I got permission to videotape, and I got permission. I'm doing promo. I just want to hear it from the big guy right now. Can we just do quick little video logs and stuff of me wrestling or going through the camp?
Sure.
You hear that, Rob?
There you go.
For sure.
I didn't hear what you said. That the thing broke up.
I said I'm bound to forget, so just remind me at the camp. But yeah, sure, that sounds like something.
The great news is we have all this on recording. I have email. I came with receipts, Chase Del Monte.
Yes.
So this is it. We're here
By
live.
my own card. Well, get back to Davey. She's a lot more interesting than I am.
Look at this. I'm surrounded by stars right now. This is amazing.
I can tell Spencer's blushing right now.
Chase Del Monte.
He's getting very overwhelmed.
Well, again, another one on the list where he better not want to step into the squared circle. That's all I'm going to say.
He's ready.
I'm ready.
Ready. The Phoenix is ready to rise.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. This is a very, very big. So tell me about how we get to Japan. Is that something you just wanted to do on your own or what?
Oh no. It was just like a random tryout I went to. And I was one of 2 Americans that they picked. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't think I was getting picked.
Wow.
And then I went.
It seems like your whole life surrounded by like the wrestling field, right? I mean, you work remotely, you said?
Yes, now I do.
So
I ended up I was a paralegal for 6 years. And I quit. I found a new job because they wanted me to go back to the office after pandemic was over, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I ended up selling my house and moving 6 minutes away from the wrestling school because of COVID, I got to spend so much more time dedicated to wrestling. And I was like, I don't want to work in an office in Worcester, Massachusetts for the rest of my life. So if I don't make a change, I'm going to be stuck here forever. And so I sold my house. I quit my comfortable job, got a new one, and moved. And that was that.
So do you surround yourself with wrestling 24/7, basically, right? Wrestlers, wrestling. That's your life.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So you don't really worry. You don't ever. Have you ever had to worry about what people thought about? Were you ever embarrassed about saying you wanted to be a wrestler?
No.
And you're not embarrassed now. If somebody says, "Oh, she's 27 years old, she needs to like cut the crap here," like what is she doing, beating the shit out of herself? What do you say?
I would be like, okay, whatever. I have people who just throw money at me when I walk into a room, so it's fine.
Literally.
Oh yeah. Good for you. That's awesome.
You gotta literally
I do what I love, you know. And I even like with Chase, I don't base success in wrestling on just like, okay, you made it to TV. Chase is, a local wrestler, but now owns 2 successful businesses. And he loves what he does. So like, as
he
long
looks
as
like
I
he has some money.
Yeah. He's very well off. Like, I mean, he does have a real job, but like he owns Chaotic and he owns the school, and they're very successful. And he gets to really enjoy his life. And that's what I want. I want to like enjoy wrestling is my love that I've loved since I was 11, and it's never died out. So I just want to be able to enjoy it. Like I know body wise, physically, I can't do it forever. But ideally I would be able to like be involved in the school or something after I'm done being an active wrestler.
What do you think's like the cap age for wrestling?
I'd say for me, probably like 35-ish. I guess it really just depends on how I feel. Because when I turn 35, it will almost be 20 years worth.
Wow,
that's crazy. A lot of wrestling and chairs hitting you in the head.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, in your own skin.
So I guess it really just kind of depends. I'm not really putting a timeline on the ending of it. I'd always said I'd actively really try really hard until I was 30 to be signed. And then I'd give myself until 35. But I don't know. Like every single time I've tried to plan something in my life, it's kind of just gotten thrown for a loop. So
yeah.
So WWE is like, obviously that's like the NFL, I'm assuming, right? These other guys that are the up and coming, like Ring of Honor, I've heard of them before. Somebody makes it to Ring of Honor. What kind of money are we making walking in there?
I have no idea.
Like, do you think like some of these guys that go off, like I believe Flip Gordon, Rob, you and I had actually, you don't remember this, Rob. You and I were in presence of Flip Gordon's last match before he was going to go with his contract at Ring of Honor. Okay.
Wow.
And he injured his finger, I believe.
At the match we were at.
Was
that in Revere Beach?
I don't remember where it was. I have no idea. But yes, he injured his finger. So, but regardless, Flip Gordon goes over to Ring of Honor, and everybody, it was kind of his last. Everybody's all excited, like, this is a big deal. He's taking the next step. I'm just wondering, like, are we talking like 50, 60,000 a year, 80,000, 100? Like,
I mean, I don't know, but I want to say it's probably around average middle class salary.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not millions. It's
Yeah.
probably not even hundreds of thousands. No.
Maybe they get like benefits or something. Maybe
I don't think any of them do.
no health stuff for that sport.
I know
What?
I know with AEW you get benefits.
Oh wow! But WWE
Yeah,
don't,
I
do you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, dude, this thing's it's a horrible. It's crazy.
You're an independent contractor.
Oh, it's on you to have
That's-
your own.
Yeah.
But do they make a lot of money? WWE, you would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
What-
If you're on the main roster, yes.
What I've looked at too, Rob, is there's loopholes, right? So like if you're an all-star, they pay because some guys might like that guy Ryback. He's a pretty jacked up dude. I remember Ryback, whatever. He was saying something like he got $1 million a year contract, but he had to pay for all of his hotels, he had to pay for all the traveling, he had to do all of those things. Whereas if you're like a big dog, like a Cena or something, you get, I think they give you the travel, the hotels, like you fly in the jet and all that stuff. Does that sound accurate with what I'm saying?
As far as I know, all of the travel you pay for yourself, but like it's a tax write-off. So
Yeah, that's true.
it helps.
Wow.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Rob.
Well, what I was gonna say is like obviously both of you guys like love wrestling, love WWE.
And we're also both wrestlers. Let's get that clear. Go ahead.
Hey, just so you know, Spencer was like a varsity wrestler in high school. He could like really like, tangle you up.
Lace you up, I like to say. But go
lace
ahead.
you up. But do you feel like, okay, I just feel like I never really watched wrestling, but in like the 90s, like it like Undertaker, and I even knew about some of them, and I wasn't, it just seemed like it was like more popular back then than maybe it is today, or like some of the characters and stuff.
I think there's like a resurgence right now.
Okay.
Just with like AEW happening, and there's kind of like the war between WWE and AEW. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the crowds of like 90,000 people back in like the 80s and the 90s, it's not that anymore.
Yeah, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not that anymore. But the popularity is going up a little bit.
That's good.
More.
Okay, cool.
And the other thing too, I guess I'm wondering, maybe because we were younger then, but I do remember hearing guys like in college and stuff were watching Monday Night Raw. Like, can you imagine being in college, Rob, and watching Monday Night Raw?
No, not at all.
So, but like that was a thing. That was like getting together with the boys and
crack
watching
a few beers and watch people fucking smash each other.
That's right.
So in where you live, is it because the guy who came by, Chase, right? Like, so do you live with like a bunch of other wrestlers?
So, and I never had. But now, when I sold my house and I moved into an apartment, I was living with another wrestler. His name's Aaron Rourke. And obviously now my husband lives with us.
Yeah.
But so we have like kind of like a wrestle house because like we have a big apartment. We have
so jealous.
Air mattress and recliners that are very comfortable. So if people are in town, they just
Come
stay
by.
with us.
So like if there's a bunch of wrestlers hanging out, like will you guys watch, Monday Night Raw? Or is it like, you know what, that's work, I don't want to even think about it? We
usually watch bad wrestling.
Oh, like I don't know, B-movie-esque, wrestling or something like.
Yeah, like backyard wrestling.
Wow. Oh yeah,
like that's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun for us.
Now, have you ever done that, like jumping off a house?
Oh yeah, I mean not a house, on the trampoline.
Yeah.
What's your finisher?
My finisher is the Davy End Your Life. It is.
That's awesome.
A baseball slide drop kick where a person is like laying underneath the bottom turnbuckle and I kick them into the post and I drag their dead body to the middle and pin them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to be a referee. Can you get Chase in the room? And
no.
We'll talk about that later. But this is just you surround yourself by people that have the same passion as you, right? So like that's amazing, and I get what you're saying, where it's like if I could just have this be full time, if you're not looking to be filthy rich, but just earn a stable income on something like that, that's success in your eyes, right?
Yeah. I don't need to be like filthy rich. I don't need to be Kim Kardashian. I like to have a nice house that I can afford, you know, not a beater car, be able to buy clothes or like go get a massage when I want to. That to me is like ideal living. Like I'm not like needing to buy Louboutins on the reg. I don't even know if I can walk in a pair of heels, but like yeah, I just want to be like comfortable. So
Yeah, that's legit.
How many girls are in chaotic wrestling right now? Or yeah.
Active on our roster 5. And then we have 3 or 4 students at the school.
How long do I need to train for as a student before I can get into the ring?
It really depends. Because I trained for 3 months or 4 months before I was on shows, then 8 months before I was having matches. So it started off as a valet. Other people it takes years. Other people it takes 2 months. It just depends. There's really no timeline.
So when you train, like they get you physically to be able to do all the moves and stuff, but do they also like take you through like this is how you mold your personality? You know, this is what a heel is. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I will be doing that at the wrestling fantasy camp that's coming up in March, whether Chase likes it or not.
Can't you tell the Phoenix?
Fantasy camps are great. The fantasy camps are great because you get like a taste of everything.
So for those listening at home, fantasy camp, I think it's like it's a couple days program where you can go and live the life of being a star as a pro wrestler. You do like a promo cut, you get in the ring, you learn some moves and stuff. You know, I think the promo, you can video record it and stuff like that, and just be a wrestler for a couple days, right?
I think it's a few hours.
Oh,
I don't know. Multiple days.
Fuck. Well, regardless,
it's only ever been like a few hours.
Yeah.
But if we extend it for a few days, nobody informed me.
Count me in.
Yeah,
I'm an advocate for a few days worth. I mean, this is how I get out of the house. Hey, babe, I'm going to wrestling camp. I gotta go.
It's for the podcast.
Yeah, it's for the podcast. What kind of guys are showing up at the wrestling fantasy camp?
I mean, a little bit of everybody, honestly. Like they're very entertaining. I don't know if you guys know Carmelo Hayes on NXT now, but he literally started at a NEPA fantasy camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
What do you think about grown men? I was in line, of course. I was waiting in line to take a picture with a wrestler, you know. And I was with a kid, you know. And there was a guy behind me that had 2 like WWE replica belts. His face painted, must have been in his mid-40s. When you see people like that, what do you think?
I say live your best life, you know. That's what you enjoy. You're not out here like doing meth. You know,
That's
you're
true.
not murdering anybody. You're not harming anybody. Just live your best life. You know, it's like people at Disney World who dress in like full Harry Potter. You know,
True.
Or I mean, Universal Harry Potter World, whatever. Whatever.
Star Wars people, you know, Comic-Con and all that. You know,
exactly. Like, go live your best life, bro.
Yeah, do what makes you happy.
You certainly sound like you're living your best life. You're doing exactly what makes you happy. I congratulate you on your success, and I look forward to much, much more success with your merchandise and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. How much is a t-shirt going to cost me?
$20.
Okay, I would like that for free. We'll talk about that after the show. But yes, folks, if I
have a wedding to pay for, don't do that.
Yeah. And I will be attending because it's going to be an all wrestling. It's going to be a show, according to your husband. So I will be doing tickets, and I hope there's a raffle there too with all of your free merchandise that you will be giving me. So I appreciate that.
Oh my God.
See, he's a heel, isn't he?
Heel.
My wedding is devolving into a wrestling event. I'm going to throw myself out the window. No,
it's going to be opened up to fans pretty soon. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
I'm sure it will be elegant and no one will make you go to bed or anything.
Yeah, no one's going to scream at you to go to bed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, I mean, Rob, do you have anything else? Any other questions?
I don't think so. It's been a fun time though, talking, you know. It's very informative.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm glad my jaw healed.
Me too.
Do this.
So if I'm a regular fan or if I'm a creep, right, where can I find you? How can we promote you right now?
Twitter and Instagram are where I'm most active at Davienne __. I have a few exclusive t-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees that I have never printed for sale at shows. And then also I have a big cartel. It's like davienne.bigcartel.com. Can get stickers, pins, t-shirts. I just sold out of my beanies or photos on there.
You're selling out of beanies? Like people are walking around with Davienne beanies?
Of course they are.
Around the world?
They're adorable. Yeah.
Amazing.
They're white or gray with my logo on it. They're great.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Well, you heard it here. One of my final dreams came true. I get to have one-on-one time. Well, Rob, you're kind of, interrupting whatever, but with a pro wrestler. Okay.
I can tell. This is our 8th episode, and he's very excited. Like
Yes.
this has been like a dream come true.
Yes. Let me just explain. We interviewed, that song, Whoop, there it is. Whoop. Yeah. So, that guy, that's called Tag Team. That's a rap duo. And Rob and I interviewed one half of the infamous Tag Team.
Wow.
Yes.
I know.
That's incredible.
While I was very excited, this
Yeah.
is by far the most exciting one. I mean, we've
You can
interviewed
feel
Elvis impersonators. We've interviewed Christians. We've interviewed just everybody from all
Hardcore
walks of life.
tattoo artists.
Yeah, hardcore tattoo artist, a
Wow.
white rapper that identifies himself as Daniel Dahmer's nephew.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer's nephew,
Yeah.
Daniel
It's like,
Dahmer.
who's Daniel Dahmer?
Daniel
Yeah.
Dahmer.
Yeah.
Just you find. I mean, he is the ultimate heel. He's the ultimate. He's a
He
white
is.
horrorcore rapper. So you just let that process. Horrorcore rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
let it-
sells like old WWE figurines on the side.
Yes, he
There's
flips
a-
wrestling stuff.
True fan, actually. So
Mhm.
Wow.
Sick.
Yep, sick. Exactly. So thank you very, very, very much for joining us. We appreciate it. And I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Do you like grilling?
If it's George Foreman grill, sure.
Well,
'Cause
you know
then
what?
can-
What if I told you that you can get certain products online to utilize on your George Foreman grill? Is that something you'd
Are
be
you
interested
trying
in?
to pyramid scheme make me buy something?
he's offering you
No.
a once in a lifetime promo code.
What if I could tell you that you have an unlimited resource to purchase grill stuff at www.grillyourassoff.com. And if you type in Reality Tonic in the promo code, you get 15% off. Now, between us, okay? Between us, you can continuously use that promo code. There are no limits, okay? You want some seasonings? You want what's it called, Rob? A spatula?
A spatula.
Yeah, you want a spatula?
Oh.
You want any type of
Ooh.
grilling gear at all? You better go to www.grillyourassoff.com. And shout out to, whether he likes it or not, Chase Del Monte of Chaotic Wrestling, which is our newest sponsor. And we look forward to doing business with them in the future.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining, and we are signing off.
Thank you guys.
Wake up to reality, to reality, to reality.